Hey, I'm gonna just go ahead and throw this out there real quick because I haven't made a video about this. If you go back and check my fight prediction versus De Los Santos and Shakur Stevenson, I told everybody De Los Santos' power is all that he can rely on, bro. He's not an excellent boxer like that. If he drops guys and catch them, he will get them up out of there. But the dude lost to a jab, man. He lost to a guy with a jab. No matter how boring the fight was, no matter what. And people said Shakur Stevenson was running, he lost to a jab. Like, no matter what, the facts are the facts. Y'all can add in everything else. He lost to a jab. If you can't beat a guy who's just throwing a jab, you're not that good, man. We got to be realistic. I told everybody he lost to a guy who just had a jab. Shakur Stevenson wasn't even using his other hand till like the 7th or 8th, 9th round. He lost to a guy with a jab. He lost to a jab, bro. Like, can we realize that? He lost to a guy who was just throwing a jab. That's it. And people say Shakur ain't got no power. He lost to a guy who ain't got no power, who was just throwing a jab. I think it's time to, I'm tired of hearing that guy's name, to be honest with you. He need to make his own career. I mean, he living off dropping Ryo and stuff. Okay, that's cool. You lost to a guy who was just throwing a jab. No matter what anybody said, De Los Santos lost to a guy that was throwing a jab. Go look at my fight predictions. I told everybody De Los Santos was gonna get in the ring with a guy who can box, and he was gonna be thinking and worried and everything else. A jab, you don't want to run in and throw combinations on a guy that's with a jab. And we seen Isaac Cruz chase everybody, Tank Davis around the ring with all that power, and you got a guy with no power and you can't get past the jab. A jab, man. I understand Dominicans and Latinos and everybody else was hyping up De Los Santos. That's cool. 16 knockouts, whatever it is, 18 fights, something like that. That's cool and everything. He couldn't get past the jab, man. Like, at the end of the day. That's why they're trying to see and pick what kind of fight he's going to do now. Like, giving him another 12 rounds. He was in the ring with Shakur Stevenson for 36 minutes and couldn't do anything. He couldn't get past the jab. He need to go build his own career, man. Living off a Ryo leg knockout. Ain't nobody else walking around just hanging their hat on. Well, I knocked out Ryo. Like, who cares? Like, bro, you couldn't get past a jab, man. A guy with no power, he only using one hand, and he walked you down the last 3 or 4 rounds. If Shakur Stevenson wouldn't have not walked him down, he would have lost the fight. You lost to a guy who was just throwing a jab, man. Like, let's give it up with all the De Los Santos and Shakur Stevenson. It's over with. He had his chance. Let Deontay Wilder get in there with a guy who's just throwing a jab with one hand and see what happens. He lost to a guy who was just throwing a jab, man. That's it. There's nothing else to explain. It's over.